Hey folks, I'm Isaac, and I am a Fleet Master.
And I'm Claire, and I keep playing the same game.
I think we've used that one. Anyway, and this is
Make
that
that
game.
game. Where we pitch the latest
The greatest
new video game ideas.
that we're not game developers. We don't make these things. We just talked about them.
Okay, so Isaac, what have you been playing lately? What's been your game of the week?
Well, sadly, and now this is going to sound a lot like last week,
Huh?
but
Weird.
there's a week-long wedding and then a weekend wedding, and that, when you do that, you don't have much time for gaming. So, but the gaming that I did was
Did
that I
Mhm.
completed that expedition from No Man's Sky that I keep talking about. So that's
Woo!
done. That's over and done with.
Woo!
Nailed it.
Yeah.
So I mentioned this briefly in the last episode. Recruiting, one of the missions is that you have to recruit like 8 frigates to your fleet. So you have a freighter and you have a fleet of frigates, and you send those off to do missions and stuff. You need to recruit 8 of them, and I couldn't find any anywhere. Like, so they'll spawn in space and you fly up to them and they'll be like, "Hey, you wanna hire me?" And you go, "Yes." I couldn't find them, and then I was like, "Where do I find? Like, did they turn this off, make it really hard for the expedition?" And I looked it up online. No, it's just because expeditions by default have you in multiplayer. Everybody else was buying every frigate before I got there, so I had to turn off
Oh.
multiplayer. And then it was just like, "Oh yeah, no, there's actually loads of frigates all around for you to buy." So I was like, "Okay, cool, got them." And that was basically the last thing I needed to do. So I had already done the rest of the quests. Which, it's funny, you can do things like so incredibly out of order. It's not like you have to do quest A in order to do quest B. Like, you can do quest Z before quest A. But what I found is that some quests give you some really seemingly weird items, but it's a very like secret tool that will help us later kind of thing. Because, like, one of the things that you can get this item that's like a quantum computer, but really the only thing that that's usually good for is like crafting some things and selling for money. But
Mhm.
one of the later quests required me to have a quantum computer to like actually craft something, and I was like, "Oh, that's why they gave it to me in like the 4th quest. They gave me this weird item that I just sold immediately."
Wow.
Because I needed this much, much, much later. So basically, in the future, next time I play one of these expeditions, I'm going to have to read every single quest and kind of plan out like which rewards are really important but seemingly stupid. But yeah, so when you complete it, you get the Fleet Master cape and a couple other things, and then you can convert your expedition save into like the open world game. But I haven't I haven't done that yet, even with the last expedition, because it's like I don't have much urge to play the open world version anymore. No Man's Sky is seemingly, for me now, a game that I will play when they do a big update and have a new expedition, and I'll play it until I'm done with that, which is about 10 to 15 hours based on the playtime of the last two, and then I just don't play it again for 2-3 months.
Okay.
So yeah,
All right.
that's my gaming endeavors. I did see on Steam, it popped up. It's a game called Escape Simulator by Pine Studio, and it's a escape room
Okay.
game that I want to try out, and I think that you would also be interested in it. So let's convene after we
Would
record this
love to. Yeah, and I
episode.
just remembered we
And
still haven't downloaded Bear and Breakfast, and I think that needs to happen.
Oh
I think we need
yeah,
to try
Bear and
that game out. So
Breakfast.
hopefully in the next couple weeks, we'll have a couple fresh new games to talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully there won't be any more week-long weddings.
And I'll be very critical of that escape room game because, as the listeners may or may not know, I used to work at an escape room. I was a game master there.
Mm-hmm.
Escape rooms have a very near and dear place in my heart, but I also really understand how they work. And I've played some escape room. There's a game called, oh no, what's it called? Something about dying. Oh man, it was on the PlayStation Virtual Reality, but I think that you could get it on other platforms.
Mm-hmm. I'm not familiar at all
Ooh,
with
I
what
wonder
you're
if I can.
talking
I'm just
about.
gonna
I'm sorry.
quickly Google it, see if I can find
I
it.
can't help you out.
Die Virtual Reality. I expect you to die. Wow. I Googled PlayStation Die Virtual Reality and I got it immediately first result.
And it just came up.
Thank
It
you,
knew.
Google.
That's incredible.
Yeah, I expect you to die. That was one of the early games I played in virtual reality, and it's so fun. So you sit in a chair, which I thought was like novel for VR. Usually you're standing up. But it's designed so like all the puzzles are like you sitting in a chair. And so you have to like reach around you and like look around you, and it's basically escape rooms, but you die all the time. That's why it's called I Expect You to Die, because like every time you play, like
You die.
like there's so many triggers to death, but then like the next time you play, you can go the next step further because you know not to like do the thing that just killed you. So it was super fun. I played that for hours. So like that's a really good escape room game.
What's funny is, so I made a game with a friend a couple years ago. We like worked relentlessly on this thing, and that was basically the concept of the game. Was that you were like running through a dungeon, and it kept killing you in ridiculous ways, and the goal was just to like learn all the ways that it would kill you until you could go through the entire dungeon. And it eventually evolved into just a generic dungeon crawler, and then nobody cared about it, and then it died.
Aw.
Anyways,
Anyway.
this is why I do a podcast about game design and I don't dev games myself. No, I'm just kidding. I actually do make games. I work on games every week.
Yeah, you do.
I just don't talk about those because, you know, I don't want people to make my game. I want to make my game myself.
Right. That has to stay TM.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So yeah, your latest gaming endeavors.
Yeah. So
or news that you've learned.
Yeah, so again, like same as you, not really a lot of time to game lately. But I have been kind of like, what?
Oh, I was just doing like a silly little gasp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I've been kind of like itching to play games. So I'm going to say some games I'm excited to try again. I do want to play The Sims. I feel like I say this every time, and I just never do. And it feels like
you love The Sims.
It just feels like such a lift to play it. It just feels like so much work to play it, which is so sad because it used to be the thing I was most excited to play. I also obviously I want to finish Oxenfree. I'm still kicking away at that. I've kind of wanted to replay Link's Awakening for the Switch.
Oh yeah.
Ever since we watched the speedrun, and I just remembered how absolutely adorable the animation is, and I could probably go through it so much faster now because I know how to play games now. So, but it's been long enough. It's been probably 2.5 years since I played it, so it would still be fun and surprising. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. I'm really thinking about it.
I think you should.
I think I should too.
It'll be a fun revisit.
And then I was also getting wanting to get back into Subnautica because I haven't played that in a while, and I was remembering how fun it is to collect all the elements, to build cool things, and see where I'm at in my quests because I don't really remember. But I am a little concerned that I'll feel sick, even though I didn't feel very sick playing it. I don't know. My experience with Stray, where it was just so bad, I'm I don't know. What if something changed in my brain and I can't do it anymore? I couldn't even watch you play No Man's Sky.
To be fair, I was doing a lot of space swervy, flippy, directionless nonsense.
Yeah. Maybe one of the reasons I like Subnautica is because the camera is pretty slow because it's simulating swimming through water, which is slower than walking.
Oh, yeah.
That might be why. Anyway, so hopefully I get back on that. And then I was hoping to be able to tell you news that we know Kirby's release date. And who knows, maybe by the time this podcast comes out, they'll have announced it. I don't know. But right now it still just says 2022, which is okay. And it's summer. And it's okay, but it is mid-August. So
yeah,
we're
running out of summer.
Kirby's Dream Buffet. Let's pick it up. I want to play it. Nintendo. I heard about it. Don't lie to me. All
We
right.
need this game.
We need this game. So that's kind of my what's been going on in my gaming brain lately. So yeah, Isaac, do you have a game you want to honk and or bonk today?
I actually don't.
You don't. Oh no, that happens.
I
Right?
haven't played any new games.
That's okay.
So and like so like I don't want to go out and honk and bonk like a 40-year-old game cuz like there's games that I played that I have vivid memories of that I could honk and bonk, but like I don't know. I know that what last week or 2 weeks ago I did Metal Gear Rising Revengeance, which is a decade old, but you know, to some extent, I can't go out there and just be like, oh yeah, go pick up this like Game Boy Color game.
Well, I mean, I don't think of our honks and bonks as necessarily advertisements for a game because it's also just talking about game design elements we like and don't like.
Yeah, which old games can have. Uh, you're right. I for some reason when I was prepping for this episode, I was thinking it more like we are a
Yeah,
video game
no, we're
review
a game
show,
design
but we are
podcast.
not a video game review show. We are a game design pod. Oh, I messed this
No,
up.
that's
I'm
okay.
sorry, listeners.
That's all
I
right.
failed this week,
It's
but
okay. Good.
I'll make it up next
You
week.
better.
Do you have a game to honk and bonk to make up
I
for my
do, and
failures?
it is going to be a quick one.
Good.
So it is called Roman Space Explorer, and it's another, yes,
What?
it's another, what should I say, browser kind of old school arcade style game, and it is, but this one is by
Okay.
NASA. Woo!
Okay, so
Yeah, so NASA made it.
what?
I believe. Let me just see. There might be another. I'm just going to
Excuse
quickly
me?
see. There might be like another developer on this, but I know it is a government. Oh, wait. Sorry. It's called Roman Space Observer is the game. I got the whole game wrong.
Okay.
All right.
And what was the URL?
So it's roman.gsfc.nasa.gov/game. And I will link it for sure.
Okay.
So it is a game. So people may or may not have heard of the Roman Space Telescope, the new big space telescope that everyone loves, with the pretty pictures. Yes, we remember.
Oh, we're not talking about like ancient Rome.
No,
Like there is a
we're
new
talking
telescope
about
called the Roman
the
telescope.
Nancy Grace Roman Space Telescope. So
Okay. Okay. That makes so much more sense. I was sitting here like, okay, so you're like a legionnaire exploring space? That sounds interesting. NASA made this? What?
yeah, so
Okay.
NASA made this. So game credits. So it says the development team GMG World Media, Nalacom development team, and then yes, so you can see all the names there. Okay, so yeah, so anyway, so Roman Space Explorer. So you play as a telescope, and you have to hover over different parts of the sky, and different celestial objects come in and out of the screen, and you have to like capture them by hitting the space bar, and then you get points depending on how many celestial objects and which type you get to see, and then those are, you only have 1 minute to do that, so it's a really quick game. So that's how you play.
Okay.
So
So when you just press the space bar or
yeah, you move the telescope around with your arrow keys, and you hit the space bar to capture.
Oh, okay. So like you target them and then space. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Nifty.
Yeah, so we'll jump into the honks and the bonks. So the first honk is that I really like the style. It really looks just like an old school arcade game. Like I feel like I could walk into an arcade and see that game, which I think is cool. They use like some very nice like bright colors and like really interesting designs for representing celestial objects. So I just find it really fun that way. And it's super simple. I also really like that it's only a minute long. I like that, you know, I guess we've talked about this before, how like that's really the arcade game style, is to have this timed thing that you have to
Yeah.
see how fast you can get a high score of. And I think that's pretty fun. And it also makes it a quick game. So like, I don't know, it was something easy for me to honk and bonk, because I could just play it a couple times and be like, all right, ready to go. Played the whole
Yeah.
game. And then my final honk is that it is connected to a real telescope. So it's kind of cool that like it's building off of, like, they basically made that game, right? Like they were
Yeah.
like, can we make a game based on our telescope? Sure. Uh, and there's all these, like, you can learn about the telescope on the web page and like learn about each celestial object on the web page. So that's kind of cool too. So it's also
So
kind
it's
of
a
a learn.
learn 'em up.
Yeah, it's like I keep picking these learn 'em up games. The bonks though, the bonks is there's not much to do. So because it's only a minute long and there's no other levels, like it's not like each level's a minute and then like things increase. It's like it's just a minute long game. Like that's it. There's no
Oh,
there's no increase. There's no continuing. It's just what high score can you get in a minute? And it's a little bit boring.
okay.
Like I've played it probably like twice, and that's like I'm done now. I would not play it again. The other thing is what I kind of expected when I first looked at it. I thought it would be showing me real pictures as I was playing. And then when I was done, I thought, well, maybe it will show me like, okay, if I got like 5 galaxies, it will show me 5 galaxy pictures that this telescope has taken a picture of and like tell me about them. Cause that would be kind of neat, right? Like, oh, like,
Mhm.
no, it's just like the little icons and they're like, you got 10. Here's your points.
Oh, it didn't really give you any like rewards except for like a
Points.
high score.
Yeah. And I guess I thought, so I
Okay.
guess what I was expecting was that they would connect the actual telescope to the game a little stronger with like images from this telescope or, facts about the telescope. I don't know. You have to literally read an article to get any background. So it's just like the two things, like the information about the telescope and the game are like completely separate. And I thought that the game would be more of a learn 'em up and feature some of those like really cool pictures that we've been getting. So that was a little bit of a bummer,
Hmm.
but
I bet, yeah.
it's a cute little
That's
game.
not very learn 'em up at all.
No, it's not. But hey, it was a cute little game. I thought it was neat to see like a government sponsored game. So, yeah. But that's it for my honks and bonks. Now, you didn't have any honks and bonks, so I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that you have a game pitch.
I do. I
Oh,
have a
phew.
game pitch. It's called Strike First. That's one
Okay.
word, but the F in first is capitalized.
All right.
Um, it is an action platformer duel fighting game. Uh, and duel fighting might not be completely accurate. It's intended to be 1v1, but I could also see this working as like having like 8 players at a time just going at it with how it works. But basically, it's a very simple game. There are 2 types of attacks for your character. You can do a heavy attack, which takes like a little bit, and by a little bit, I mean like 1 second or even half of a second. But like it's like a little bit of a delay between you doing the input and actually doing the attack, but it will instantly defeat any enemy that it hits. And then you have the fast attack, which doesn't actually do any damage unless you hit an enemy that is charging up their heavy attack, in which case that instantly defeats them. So, like, you can't just walk up and use your killing attack on an enemy because if they see you coming, they can quickly react, do a fast attack, and then they are the ones who strike first and therefore win. So
Did you have
you
a
have to.
name
What's
for
that?
it? Did you say the name?
Yeah, strike first
Okay. All right.
with a capital F.
Okay.
Yeah. So the game is separated into maps. So this is a multiplayer game. Probably a bot could work, but I feel like it wouldn't be that satisfying. But each level is like multiple screens with plenty of hiding spaces and like different angles to attack from. So like you could jump from above and do an attack in midair, or hide in bushes, or run around and hide, blah blah blah, depending on the level. So like there could be a desert level, a jungle level, a cave level. Wide variety of levels is the main change up in gameplay, so different levels will enable different strategies for how to catch your enemy out. But yeah, the entire goal is you just catch your enemy by surprise through whatever means you can muster with your heavy attack, and then if if you don't get enough of a surprise or give them too much of a chance to react, you're most likely going to get hit by their fast attack and lose yourself. So just got to strike first. Boom. That's my game idea.
Cool. What about like looks, feel? Who are you? What are you?
So for some reason, all right, you're right. So, I feel like there's character customization to some extent,
Hmm.
because the game is so limited in like input. I'm not envisioning characters as having like different abilities. Like maybe there is, but I'm not thinking of preset characters. So like, I like the paper doll style, like marionette style for this kind of game.
Hmm.
So Like you choose like different gloves, arms, heads, and stuff, and the way that it's animated, like it would put those to a skeletal structure, and it would just play the same animations with different parts over it. If I am making any sense at all, uh,
Oh, I
that
feel
would be
like I get
lucky.
it. I feel like I get it.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of other games that use this style. So like the old heads out there, Adventure Quest, the Flash browser game, used this. But yeah,
RIP
I'm
Flash.
thinking that you can customize people, and the more games, the way that I'm thinking to reward you continuously playing this game, because it's so simple, I can't imagine there being tons of replay value. But as you win games, you unlock more pieces to customize.
Okay.
So you would fight other players, climb up the ladder, and get customizations to make a cooler looking character.
So Fortnite.
Yes. Yeah. I've never actually played Fortnite, so I
No, I
can.
mean, I guess Fortnite you don't necessarily get things for achievements, but it is all about that character customization because it is a pretty
Mhm.
repetitive game.
Okay.
Maybe I should honk and bonk
Yeah.
Fortnite. I played it a long time ago, but
Yeah, that's strike first. And do you, Claire, have a pitch to make me?
I do. And it might be more of like a vibe check, which is
Okay.
when we have a game that we don't necessarily have fully fleshed out. But I may or may not have come up with this because I was doing laundry like literally just now. Um, it is called Stain Fighters.
Okay.
And the idea is that you need to remove stains from clothing by assessing the stain and using the right supplies for this type of stain that you're working with. And you'll be judged based on the speed and accuracy of your stain removal. You have the danger of ruining a garment if you like use the wrong product to remove the stain. And I kind of want it like to go with the fighters theme is like instead of like I see it as more of like a point and click, but instead of like being just like big hands doing it's like you're like mini and you're in like a mini little like spaceship and you're like shooting the stain with like whatever product you
Oh,
chose.
okay. I was gonna say this sounds like lawn mowing simulator or pressure
Oh,
washer simulator or something like that, like one of those kinds of games. But now you're taking it in a little
well, yeah, because
different
it's
direction.
it's not just cleaning clothes. Like you have to be like, okay, like read the tag. Like, what is this fabric made out of? Like, can I use this on this fabric, or will it ruin the fabric? Like, how old is this stain? What made the stain? Is it ketchup? Is it dirt? Is it grass? Like, there's so many.
Yeah.
What are you gonna use to fight it? Are you gonna use OxyClean? Are you gonna use like just like a soak? Are you gonna use like a
hmm
special stain stick? Are you gonna, what are you
I
gonna
just
do?
always would use OxyClean,
OxyClean's
just
pretty good.
exclusively.
Use hydrogen peroxide. That's a choice.
Oh, geez, no, I only do that for flesh wounds.
So
Excuse me.
hydrogen peroxide actually is what OxyClean is. That's the oxide is
Ugh,
the oxy in OxyClean. So it's
no.
like the same reaction, but like it's like
You
a little
can't
bit.
sell two different products with the same or with different or
Well,
two
so
of the
it's.
same products with different
I
names.
mean, they're also different. Like hydrogen peroxide is a liquid, whereas OxyClean is usually sold as a powder. So like
Oh, okay.
they react differently. You're not actually supposed to mix the two because of the similar ingredients. But like the oxygenation reaction is like what lifts the stain. So it's a very similar chemical reaction.
Okay.
But
Cool.
yeah,
All
OxyClean
right.
is tops for sure. But there's also different ways to treat a stain and different levels of severity too. Like, are we soaking it for 24 hours or do we just need to run it under some cold water? Like, I have gotten out chocolate stains and Coca-Cola stains as long as they're immediate by just using cold water only, because I love removing stains. It's one of my passions.
So I'm gonna say this is not a vibe check because this is a fully fleshed out idea
Okay.
that you
All
just
right.
gave me.
Good. Good. Good.
So
Good.
you
I
you
just
win
like the
this
idea of
round.
driving around a little like stain ship. Pew pew
Yeah.
pew. Anyway, all right. So that's the game. Stain Fighters.
All right. Fighting the stains. I
Fighting the
would win.
stains. Yeah. Well, you're making the stains, so.
That's okay. All right. Well,
well,
okay.
well, Mister won't wear a Well, now you wear an apron.
Anyways, quickly moving on before before we talk about how
He just gets like
disgusting my
paint.
clothes
He just
are.
gets paint on them. That's what I'm
I
saying.
know.
Because he's a
I
hobby crafter, and there's lots of paint mistakes.
Yeah, and glue. I get glue on my clothes a lot. But
So
anyways,
I've
are
had
you
to
ready
up
for
my
the
stain
rapid
skills.
fire round? Are you ready to rapidly transition to the rapid fire
I'm
round?
gonna rapidly transition like this.
Perfect.
All right, so the rapid fire round, we are going to randomly generate 3 words. We have to create a game using those 3 words and those 3 words only. With the title, with all the game mechanics, got to be a full game. We can stretch the words, though, we definitely do. And we only have 5 minutes to do this. Wow. What a rapid. Here, are you ready for the first 3 words?
First, 3 words. I'm ready.
Is the computer. All right, here we go. Okay. Okay. Well, we didn't get 3 words, so.
What?
I guess on mine it's set to do 3, but on yours it didn't automatically do it.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's
Ah,
excellent.
jeez.
All right. All right. Oh, man, your trackpad is not letting me click on anything.
Oh.
Oh, boy. It didn't do it again.
Jeez. Do you want me
Okay.
to generate 3 words?
I got it. I got it.
Okay.
Shelf.
Shelf.
Nervous.
Nervous.
Beach, not bleach. I was thinking about
Oh,
stains too much. Beach.
okay. Okay.
Shelf, nervous, beach.
All right. I have a fully formed game idea in my head.
Oh, okay. Go
Uh,
for it.
that just spontaneously appeared. All right. So it is a survival horror kind of game. There was a plane or boat crash. You are stranded on a beach, but it is one of those beaches where it very quickly it's like a shelf. So like it's
Oh,
shallow,
yeah. Yeah.
shallow, and then just suddenly becomes extremely super deep. And you have to like the majority of the game is going into the shelf zone, which is very dark and deep and makes you nervous because you can't see deep down from the surface. You have to swim down, uh, improving your oxygen capability and stuff to get more and more supplies from the crashed ship as you go down layers and layers of shelf because there's
Okay.
multiple like cliffs and you you get increased tools and stuff that allow you to dive deeper and deeper until you can get I guess the end goal would be the transmission device from
Yeah, to
the ship
rescue
or
you.
whatever, and then you can call for help. But there's also monsters and stuff. Anyways, it's basically Subnautica, but without being completely underwater. Like you do still live on the beach and like can go onto the island to collect the most basic supplies.
Yeah, I think that's great. It kind of reminds me a little bit. There was a Sims game for the Wii about being stranded on an island, and you didn't have the swimming element.
Oh wait, we need a name before we can call
Okay,
time.
we're calling it. Can we pick like something beach? I feel like would be good. Like Bye Bye Beach. Broken.
Bad Vibe Beach.
I said bye bye, but Bad Vibe Beach. I also like.
I like Bad Vibe Beach.
I like Bad
I'm
Vibe
gonna call it
Beach.
on that one.
Yes.
With 20 minutes and 40 seconds left, Bad Vibe Beach it
I
is.
think you meant 2 minutes and 40 seconds, not 20, but yeah.
What did I say?
20.
Oh yeah, two.
We could
Not
actually have
20.
talked about this for 20 full more minutes. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
You ready for our next 3 words?
Yes.
Good.
Good.
Draft.
Okay.
Way.
Good draft way. So
Good
draft
draft way.
is DRAFT
Yeah.
and way is WAY.
WEIGH.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
All right. All right. Good draft way. Mm.
Is that how you spell like Little Miss Muffet Saturn curds and way, or is that
What's
another
that?
way? Curds and way? Like Little Tuffet eating her curds and way?
That's WHEY, I think.
I was going to make a Miss Muffet game. Maybe next time.
um okay. So what are we working with here? Good way.
Okay, so maybe you have to like weigh specific ingredients, like a British recipe. And
Okay.
you got to be good at it. But there's a draft. And it's blowing your ingredients all around.
Okay. Well.
Do you have a better idea?
Okay. Well. Mm,
I'll wait.
well,
I'll wait. You can come up with a better idea.
don't have a better idea, but I feel like um I don't got anything better. So I'm gonna let you have this one, and you can also come up with a name because I don't got anything better.
You just checked all the way out. Aw.
Yeah, I just checked all the way out. No, hold on. All right. There's a draft that's blowing the ingredients
I don't know.
around. I like it a lot. Um, when windy waits.
It should be a virtual reality game, so you have to like use your real
Oh, of
hands, and
course,
it's like,
yes. This is
oh.
definitely a VR game where strong wind is blowing your powders
Cool.
around.
Yeah.
Whimsy waits. I don't.
It's called
Doesn't really talk about cooking a
I
lot,
want to be
but
like
like
light as air.
weights and
Whimsy
measures.
weights. Okay. Yeah, sure. You didn't,
I mean, we do have 2 minutes and 30 seconds to kind of workshop this if we really
weights
want
measures.
to.
I was
Like,
going to be like
we
light as air pastries. That's a really
winsome,
long name.
winsome
Okay.
cooking.
Let's yeah.
Cook a cook a wind a cook,
Coca-Cola.
wind cook kick
Best baker.
wins and measure.
Okay, yeah, I like that. It sounds very fancy.
Okay, all right.
Great.
Like that's a great British baking show. Okay, so time with 2 minutes 2 minutes left.
Oh wow, amazing. 2 minutes on the dot. Wow.
Yeah, incredible.
Incredible. Okay, well, are we ready for our final 3 words?
Yeah, I for sure am.
Great. All right, well, those words are greeting,
Greeting,
evolution,
evolution,
and pace, like PACE.
pace. Okay. I don't know greeting. I don't know the greeting part. I don't know that. But evolution and pace is like
Mhm.
it's one of those evolve 'em up
Yeah.
games. I just call
Yeah, and
every
evolve them
genre
up.
an up.
Yeah.
If you're new here, that's what I do. So
We already had to learn them up today. So.
you start with a small like single-celled organism, and then you can like evolve based on collecting things. But you can't evolve too fast. You can't outpace the environment.
Mm.
Otherwise, you might have problemos.
Otherwise?
I don't know what kind of problems you might have, but that's my
Well,
idea.
then you just like run out of resources and die, I guess.
Oh, that's
Right?
actually yes, yeah. So like, if you evolve to like a predator and you eat all your prey, uh, yeah, this is kind of just how life works. Like, if the wolves eat all the rabbits in a valley, then the population of wolves starves, dies down. Then the rabbits regrow, and it does that. But in this game, the rabbits don't regrow, so the wolves die.
Okay. Yeah. Well,
And
so for the greetings, so you need
okay,
that. I think this is just like a quick little game mechanic. But as different evolutions evolve, you get little greeting cards to tell you like where you're at in the game. Like "Happy birthday, new species."
oh, like a little achievement like comes up,
Yeah,
and
but it's
it
like in
just
the form of a greeting card, like a little envelope, and it's like, "Yay!"
okay. I like this a lot. Actually, this is perfect. Okay,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
so
Mm-hmm.
the name of this game is
Greet the world. Greet
Greet the World.
generations greetings.
Like seasons greetings, but generate. Okay.
Gener-
Uh, no.
Evolution's greetings. No. Okay.
um,
Evolutionary escapades. Evolutionary envelope. I'm
This is
working here. I'm
unrelated,
trying
but I
here.
just
Yeah.
came up with a great name idea based on trying to come up with a name for this. So
Okay.
I'm writing that down for next
Oh, game
week's
idea. Okay. Okay.
pitch. I'm just
Great.
writing the name and I'll hope it for the best.
Okay. I'm
Boom.
excited.
There we go. It All right, so for this game, we need it. We got 2 minutes left and we need to come up with a name for
It's a good
this
game.
so actually, did we even talk about like what the actual gameplay is? Like,
Not
so
really.
you are different animals collecting resources and collecting resources.
I kind of see it like that. Weren't you playing a game like that where there's like generations and or no, maybe it was like a school game. Yeah, it was like a learn 'em up, like a real world. There's an actual game about evolution that you could play in school.
Okay.
Where like basically you're in like a biome and you add things to the biome and you kind of just like manipulate it to hopefully like create like a balanced biome. I was kind of picturing it like
Oh,
that, except like more leaning into the evolutionary part where like you're trying to like evolve a certain creature to a certain point.
okay. Okay. All right. Yeah, I was seeing it as like you control like a specific creature
Yeah,
who
no, I
has
saw that too. But
morph powers, like
oh,
evolves
like one
quickly.
creature. I
Yeah.
thought it was gonna be like a real
Which
life like we're
that's not how evolution works, so I guess my
no.
idea sucks. So
It
never mind.
doesn't
No.
suck. It just maybe isn't
It's like the
evolution's.
Pokemon version of evolution or
Yeah,
like the comic book version.
it'll be
Um
evolution up. Evolution up.
okay. E- Evolution up with 44 seconds left to go. I'm
Beautiful.
calling it. I'm calling time.
Woo!
That's good. Evolution up.
It is good. I think so.
It's the naming convention that I love the most, which is
And I'm up.
M up, and except
It doesn't have an
N up,
M.
but
N up.
it's close enough. It's close enough.
I think so.
Evolution up.
Evolution 'em up.
Although I mean, I already ended time, but like as soon as it became Evolution up or Evolution up, it makes me want it to be like a top-down shoot 'em up game
No.
because the name is sounds so close. But
No.
all right,
Well,
okay,
there's
all
also
right.
learn 'em ups. There's also, all the
Yeah.
M ups.
Well, I've made every genre an up. Like I referenced
I know.
CRPGs last episode.
That's what
I
I'm
should
saying.
have
It doesn't
said
have to
it.
be a shoot 'em up.
That would be a tabletop up, a tabletop RPG up. So, anyways,
Yeah.
hey, thanks for
Anyway.
listening.
Yeah, that's our show. If you want to find us on the web, you can find us on social media at Make That Game Pod on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Almost said Facebook, and it's like you cannot find us there.
No,
That is the one
no.
place. You can also send us an email at makethatgamepodcast@gmail.com. And we love hearing what you think about the show. If there's any games you think we should try for our honk and bonk sections. If you have any inspiration you want us to use during a rapid fire round, we love all of those things. Or if you come up with a cooler thing that you want to share, absolutely. And also tweet around, post around using the hashtag #MakeThatGame hashtag. The hashtag make that game.
The hashtag make that game hashtag.
And hashtag, if you hashtag want to continue and make any of the games you heard today, we hashtag encourage you to hashtag
Make
make
that
that
game.
game.
Hooray!